Hey guys, Zelonius here. Welcome to another video on the channel. In this video today, we are going back to my roots. We are talking custom tactics. We're going to be looking at the 4-3-2-1. I'm going to go through the tactics, explain why it's still meta on EAFC 24. I'm going to talk about the type of players you need in it. I'm going to break down the tactics step by step, show exactly how you want to set them up, and then the instructions as well to make it work how it works in game, basically. The brilliant thing about the 4-3-2-1, you get free strikers effectively when you attack, lots of width, great counter attacks, good options in the midfield, but it defends like a 4-4-2. People discovered this really on last year's FIFA, and this year I've tested it out. It plays the same. It's very, very good. For now, with my tactics videos, I'm just going to be going through the tactics and instructions, and either towards the end of this week, probably before the first FUT Champs, I'll do it, or definitely next week, but like I said, probably before the first FUT Champs, I will start showing my gameplay and breaking that down a bit more. Simply put, at this point, I work a full-time job. I'm a college esports lecturer. I'm making 2 minimum, some days 3 videos. I'm doing coaching sessions in the evening, and I'm streaming. So to get all these videos out, and there's lots of different type of things I want to cover, tutorials, all that, to get all that out and try and make sure I'm doing good quality content, it's hard to sift through. The longest part of editing on YouTube videos is gameplay footage, because it takes a long time to find the good footage, edit it and put it in. But it is coming, I promise you. I think tactics videos with gameplay are better, because you can see it properly, and I will be bringing those and showcasing that for you. That is my promise. This is my team as of now on my road to glory. Really like this team. Bit of a different Evo I did here. 5-star week, very good finisher, dribbler, quick. This team's not really built for the 4-3-2-1. I've been playing the 4-3-2-1 more with these tactics in co-op with my friend who's got a bit more of a pay-to-win team. He's put a few hundred on. I'm doing a road to glory here, but I have tested on this road to glory. It's very, very good. Does work very well. But I like this team. I think stats are a lot more noticeable this year. I think play styles really make a big difference. I think passing stats, I think just in general, all the stats, like you really do notice players have good movement. You have noticed the passing stats more. So it's interesting. We're in for an interesting year. I'm excited for the year ahead, but let's get into the tactics. So, as anyone who's watched any of my videos before will know, I tend to set up 2 versions of a tactic. That is because I don't think you should just have one plan when it comes to how to beat your opponent in FC. Feels weird saying that instead of FIFA. 4-3-2-1 is a very good formation for playing default and being more aggressive. It's a good pressing formation. But I think you should always have a plan A. I pretty much always start in my defensive game plan. It's not a defensive formation. I don't think defensive tactics or formations have been good on FIFA for a long time. Sure, there are formations that are more defensive actually, but you still need to attack. FIFA hasn't been a negative 0-0 type game for years, to be honest, which is good. I think a lot of people are struggling with defending this game. I am going to be doing videos about that. But yeah, we start off in this version, 45 width, 50 depth. I don't think drop back's been good for years, to be honest, so I don't really use that. Long shots are very, very good on this year's game. If you didn't see my shooting tutorial, make sure you check that out. I go over long shots as the best ways to hit them in that. Balance, direct passing, been the best thing for like 3 or 4 years. Players in box, fairly high. Width, not too crazy. Now, when it comes to the players, this is important. Your flat back 4 is pretty standard. Your midfield 3, the left and right can be players who are more attacking. That can work. In terms of the middle centre mid, they need to be a more defensive-minded player. They have to have decent defending stats. They're going to be like the anchor man who's going to track back in your team. The outside centre mids, it's nice if they can defend, but it's not the be-all and end-all. You put your best striker in the middle. For me, that's Pop. And then you put pacey players out wide. You do need pace to break people down. And you put your worst player, when it comes to the instructions, as the one who's going to be on comeback on defence. So this is important now. Make sure you listen to this and do this right. Otherwise, this formation, especially when you're defending, will not work right. The middle striker will always be on stay central, stay forward. Then it's your choice now. Either your left striker or your right striker will be on balanced, come back on defense. I would ideally have at least a 5-star weak foot or left footer on the left, and a 5-star weak foot or a right footer on the right. Trivellas are very good, so you want players who can hit the Trivellas on these if possible. Brand is probably a little bit worse than James because she lacks the skill moves. So I've got Brand on the left on comeback on defense. The other forward, whoever's on comeback on defense, the other outside forward, will be on stay central, stay forward, like the middle striker. Now, whichever player is on comeback on defense out the strikers, your other centre mid opposite them has to be on cover wing. So there, because it's on the left striker, Fran Kirby's the right centre mid, she's on cover wing. If it was James on comeback on defense, it'd be Stanaway on cover wing because she's the opposite side there. This is very important. When it comes to defending, this will make your team defend like a 4-4-2. Very hard to break down 2 banks of 4, and it's made this formation very OP last year. Probably was the best formation across the year on FIFA 23, I would say. The defence, I go stay back on all of them except for whichever side the comeback on defense attackers on, I go balanced overlap on them. So for me, the balanced overlap is on the side there. If James on comeback, Baku would be on that. Ideally, your best fullback should be the overlapping one, the one you want to get forward more. When it comes to the more attacking version, the instructions are identical. There's no difference on the instructions. The only difference really is slightly more players in the box on corners, free kicks, and you up the depth and up the press. This does actually make quite a noticeable difference in game. Up in the press makes the formation play quite differently. The key players really in this formation for me, your striker, central, one's the most important. It's all about the front three getting goals, so you do need pace out wide as well. I'd say the middle centre mid's the most important out of these. The fullback who overlaps is more important than the other one. And then for your defence, you generally speaking just want good, solid, all-round defenders. For my all-out attack, I've been using this. I'm not going to go over it too much in depth. It's 3-4-2-1. You can have a look. I'll go through it now. Just show you the instructions as well. I do not have an ultra-defensive tactic. I could maybe go like a 4-2-3-1 or a 5-back to be a little bit more defensively solid than the 4-3-2-1. But I don't really have any formation to see out a game. I didn't last FIFA, I haven't for a few FIFAs. It's just not really been a viable thing on recent FIFAs, in my humble opinion. But yeah, that formation is really strong. The formation has 3 attackers. It's very hard to defend against 3 attackers, especially with how good pace is year on year. The middle striker tends to get lots of space. We have lots of options in the middle. It's not easy this year when people press you hard to keep the ball, whereas I think this formation is one of the better ones for it. It's good defensively. It just gives you a lot of options. I really like it. I think it's definitely, again, one of the strongest formations this year. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know how you get on with it. Appreciate you guys as always. Keep it spicy. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.